Alright, today we're going to be doing this one hell of a super beast of a knife. This is a Dan Keffeler custom. He made it specifically for the test. It's made of cpm3v. Supposed to be a really tough steel, and a lot of people have requested that this steel be tested here, so it's finally going to happen. Now this is no lightweight knife. Okay, I'm going to turn it to the side and you're going to see. You see the thickness on this knife. It's over a ½ inch thick at its widest point. Kind of tapers down from up here. I posted the measurements on the forum, and Dan on the forum said it weighs 3.6 pounds. I didn't weigh it myself, but I'll take his word for it. Said it's pretty heavy, but it's actually balanced pretty nice. The balance point's about right around here, almost where the logo is. So it does feel really good in the hand. The handles are sculpted really well. There's no hot spots on them or anything like that. Like I said, it's a really nice knife, and this is going to be the biggest, heaviest knife we've ever tested here. This makes the Bussy FFBN look pretty lightweight. So, like I said, I had posted the measurements on the forum, so if you want to go there and take a look at it and see what the exact measurements were, you can. I'm not going to rehash it here other than a few basic stuff. Over a ½ inch thick, 10-inch blade, etc. So, thanks Dan for the opportunity to test this, and let's get started. Now, I'm not going to do the apple-peeling test with this because this knife is just so big, and I just really, honestly, I'm not going to have any control with it. So we're going to go ahead and just move into the, we'll go ahead and test the edge out first, and we'll move up from there. Alright, here we go. Let's see what it can do. We'll go ahead and start with our webbing test on this, just to see how sharp it is to begin with. This is the same edge that he delivered it with. I haven't made any modifications or sharpening or anything like that. So we'll see how sharp it is. Definitely not super sharp. It could be better, but it is a really thick blade. Control cutting. So you can see it's got a little bit of an edge. It does have an edge on it. Like I said, it's not super razor sharp. It definitely has some resistance cutting through this webbing, which is what I use to check the sharpness on the blades. So okay, we'll move forward. Okay, we'll go ahead and see how this blade chops. So I have a yellow fine 2x4 mount in the vise, so we'll see what it can do. Yeah, it definitely works as a chopper, no doubt about that. It's like I said, it's heavy, and it is thick, but definitely got through the 2x4 pretty fast. We'll go ahead and try this again. And see if I can do a little better this time, because I had the blade kind of twist on there a little bit during a few of those chops. It does have a thick handle on it, but maybe a little slippery for me, but we'll see. Here we go. Yeah, it definitely has some braking power. Alright, just got done chopping the 2x4, so we'll come back and check the edge with it. And it's the same, we haven't lost any type of edge on it yet. Okay, we'll go ahead and do some batoning with it. So, 2 landscaping timbers here. So we'll see how well this monster splits. Like I said, this is a really thick blade. It may wedge on me. But we'll see. Get better angle for you guys. Here we go. One split. Go ahead and do the second one. Cool deal. Took some hard hits, but went through it. didn't really wedge, and did okay, did better than I thought it would for its thickness. Not bad. Alright, we just got done betoning through the landscaping timber, so we'll go ahead and check our edge back on the 10,000 pound levy. And yeah, I don't notice any edge difference. It's the same as we started. Still cutting clean. Okay, cool. Alright, we'll go ahead and take the knife and see if we can dig a hole through a 2x4 with it. Now, it has a pretty thick tip on it. Although it's not super thick at the very tip, it's actually been thinned down fairly decent for a knife of this thickness. But it still has a still fairly robust. Alright, so let's see, let's try to dig through it. Making quick work of it. Tip on this thing's actually pretty nice. I like it. It's actually doing a lot of damage to the wood here. We just broke through. Cool. Yeah, that's successful. Should get all the way through. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Made quick work of that. Nice. I can see having some fun with this out in the woods, digging and all that type of fun stuff. Cool. And 0 tip breakage. It'll take a lot more than that to break the tip on this monster. Like I said, actually the profile on the tip is really nice. It digs in quick and pries out the wood pretty easy, so not too bad. Nice little tip on it. Okay, we'll go ahead and bump up our tip test here. We just dug the hole through the 2x4. We didn't have any problems there. And we'll go ahead and I got 3 pieces of sheet metal here, so this stuff's kind of thin. So try to penetrate through all 3 pieces and have it on a board, and we'll stab it in, bend it from side to side, see if we can get any type of tip breakage on it. So here we go. Problem. Good size holes. Zero tip breakage. Let's continue on. It's got a lot of weight, so it doesn't take much to, it's actually, this tip on here is actually penetrates pretty well for being such a big knife, and plus with all that weight behind it. It don't take much to thrust it in. No tip breakage. See, it was penetrating through all three pieces. Continue on. Yeah, no tip breakage. Do a little more. I don't think we're going to break the tip on this test. It's going to take more than this. Alright. And as you can see, the tip is in perfect shape. I don't see any chipping or anything on the, it looks actually perfect. Alright, we'll go ahead and try some hammer impacts on the spine. So far the knife passed everything 100%, perfect. No problem so far. Now, I don't know exactly how hard this knife is, so I'll kind of get a sort of an idea if I start beating on it a little bit, but actually I don't know the RC on it. That I do not know. We'll find out later. Yes, dear. Alright, here we go. 3-pound hammer impacts on the spine of the wood. See what happens. As we hit it more. Alright, here we go. Always fun. So far, so good. Here we go. Let's continue. Take a look at the spine a little bit. See where I'm hitting it. Not really doing any thinning or anything on it. Just right here on a little bit of the edge, but looks okay. That looks fine so far. All right. Alright, so far so good. Alright, well so far so good, other than the handles screws vibrating loose, but they'll be falling off here probably in a little bit, but that's okay. That's not catastrophic blade failure or anything like that, so I'll let that go. It doesn't look like they were thread locked. I don't see any trace of any in there, but I don't know. Alright, well you can see where we were hitting it on the spine in that location. It didn't really dent it up except maybe right here on a little bit on the edge, but didn't really put any hammer marks in it or anything, really. Just kind of rubbed the finish down a little bit. So alright. So far so good. Alright, I found the screws and for the handles, and I went ahead and put them back on. They definitely didn't have any Loctite on them. I went ahead and put some Loctite on them, put them back on, and the reason I'm going to do that is because it just makes it easier to finish the rest of the test with the handles on there. So we'll go ahead and start the next portion of the test. We'll go ahead and try out this blade on some concrete, see what happens, see how well it holds up. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we took one hit on it. It looks like we definitely have some chipping on that first hit. Definitely chipped out a small section. It's not bad, but it definitely looks like a chip. So let's take another hit. Maybe a little bit of chipping, not much. Not too bad on this first. And then this one has a little more denting on it actually. So then this other section chipped out a little bit. Same result. We're getting some really small chipping on it. I'm not even whacking it that hard or anything, but we're getting some very small chipping. We're just kind of chip the edge out initially, and then we starting to flatten itself out now, so it's getting a little thicker. It's not bad, it's not severe, but we did get a little bit of real small micro chipping in there. But now it's just kind of getting into a little bit thicker metal, so it's just kind of starting to dent. Okay, we're going to do our next test. Go ahead and hammer the blade into the concrete. Like the stress on the hammer. Here we go. Broke through that, no problem. No further damage to the edge. Again, everything looks good. I'll go ahead and try it again. Look at the edge. Again, no further damage. Alright, we'll go ahead and bump up the stress on the tip. We'll go ahead and hammer it into the concrete, break up this brick. We got a nice flat surface, nice big flat surface to hammer on back here. It's always nice. Here we go. Blunted the tip a little bit, not much. Didn't break. That was easy. Problem there. Tip's still good. This is always a fun part of the test. Everything looks good. Alright, well, we did a little blunting on the tip. Other than that, it's fine. It didn't break or anything. We just pretty much blunted it up, dented it up. But it still didn't break. The back where I'm hammering on it. The handles are still pretty tight. I felt a little movement there, but still pretty tight. Alright, we'll go ahead and do the body weight test. Got the nice setup. First position. I don't think. Here we go. 225 pounds of bouncing load. Knife's not even given. It's such a thick knife. Again. Oops. I mean, this knife's not even given hardly. You can feel it a little bit, but not much. All 225 pounds. Alright, that's easy. Alright, we'll go try the second position 3 times. Here we go. Both feet off the ground, 225 pounds, bouncing on a little bit. Not even really given. Do it again. £225, no problem. One more time. 125 pounds. Alright. I didn't think we were going to have a problem with that chest. Nice, incredibly thick. We're half an inch thick at this point. Alright, let's go ahead and do a flex test. We got the knife mounted in the vise. Got the thickness of these jaws. They're about 1.25 inches, roughly 1.5 inches. That's where I always set them. Okay, let's see what happens. Pulling as hard as I can. One more time. I couldn't flex it very much, but pretty tough. Alright, well that's successful. Well, so far this cpm3v knife is holding up pretty good. And that's a thing so far, that's for sure. But we'll go ahead and bump up the struts, and we got a piece of 1.5 by 1/8 inch mild steel flat stock here in the vise. So we'll see if we can hammer through it. On through using a steel hammer. See if we can cut it without the knife breaking. Alright, here we go. Try this 3 times. You can see we didn't do any further damage to it, see where it went through right there. This little spot is. Had to really whack the shit out of it. But no further damage. It didn't tear out, and the knife didn't break. So let's try it again. Okay, let's look at the edge again, see what we're going through. No further damage. Put some really heavy blows on it to get through it. Here we go, one more time. Alright, as you can see, there's no further edge damage. See the air went through it. Put a few nice little dents on the back, so how hard I was hitting it. Alright, well, final test. And if it survives this, it'll be a survivor. So we'll go ahead and do our side swing impact test.